Let's get nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, we would like to welcome to the stadium Dragon Suck My Dick Heart!
Done did it.
Thank you for calling the ADHD Advice Line, where nuance goes to die and shame is absolutely free. If you're ready to be wildly misunderstood, you've come to the right place. Menu options. If you're struggling with motivation, press 1 to hear, "Have you tried just trying harder?" said with condescending jazz music in the background. Press 2 if you're overwhelmed, so we can remind you that you're just lazy and need to set an alarm at 5 a.m. like a real adult. Press 3 if someone once told you, "Everyone's a little ADHD," and you want to be violently reminded of it. We'll say it again, slower this time, with extra smugness. Press 4 if you forgot why you called in the first place. We'll place you on hold for eternity, with royalty-free elevator music and passive-aggressive breathing. Press 5 if your executive dysfunction has left you crying on the floor surrounded by empty mugs and broken dreams. We'll send you a motivational quote from someone who owns a yacht. Press 6 to unsubscribe from your medication by listening to an unqualified podcast host talk about how Big Pharma is stealing your soul. Press 7 to activate toxic positivity mode, where we tell you ADHD is actually your superpower, right before judging you for not paying your bills on time. Press 8 to scream into the void. We'll scream back. Or press 9 to be transferred to your mom, who will remind you that when she was your age, she had 3 jobs, 2 kids, and still had time to vacuum the ceiling. Still there? Impressive. Honestly, we thought you'd get distracted halfway through. We certainly did. Please hold for a disorganized customer service agent who may or may not exist.
Neon lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Neon lights flash bright and glow. Cyber city skyline low. Lost in shadows where we roam. Here we rock in Squirrel Zone. Dark and alley blips and clicks. Menopause and cyber kicks. Rusted wires mesh and twist. Squirrel Zone won't beam as we rock out in Squirrel Night. See bright in blinding light. Future's here, technology tight. Rocking hard till morning light. Circuits tap the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital heartbeats pounding hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city scars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberspace. Technology tight, rocking hard till morning light. Circuits out the night alive. We survive the cyber hive. Outcast in electric vibe. In these streets we do or die. Digital hunting down hard. Skies filled with electric stars. We ride fast in glitching cars. Leave behind all city scars. Outlaws in this neon maze. Humming with electric haze. For the future here we blaze. Squirrel Zone in cyberface.
Let's get nuts.
To be fair.
To be fair. What's up? Howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. Apparently, I see my camera took a little bit of a tilt there. Bring your bitch ass down there a little bit. There we go. All right. Sweet. Wonder how I knocked that thing. Anyway, hi. Happy Hump Day. What's going on? How you doing? Did you come to do some learning? Learning. You guys said you wanted more of it, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to do a little bit of coachy stuff. So, hope you brought your notepads, I guess. Learning. You made food. Good boy. Yeah, I told Jay so when I was out getting my coffee that I said I'm going to pretend to be a teacher, and she goes, "Oh, well, good luck with that." Like, well, thanks. You're going to body double in a few. Okay, well, maybe you'll learn by osmosis, because today is all about burnout and recovery. That is what, yeah, that was one of the topics that you guys had suggested. I can't remember who it was that I think it might have been the boss, I think, actually, that suggested that one, if I'm not mistaken. Burnout and how to manage. Oh, goody, the one I need. Well, if it makes you feel any better, the VOD will be up, and we're also on YouTube today. So, and I'm gonna see if Schust is up to doing some video editing. Maybe I'll get him to download the VOD and cut it apart. So, we'll cut it into sections or something like that. I haven't done that one yet. What you guys do in the bedroom, not my concern. Not my concern. Let me just... I just wanted to let you guys know kind of what the plan was, because you guys had kind of given me those suggestions. Where are we here? Is it this one? Because I had planned out a few. Where are we here? Just bear with me 1 second. Yeah, no school room. That's right. Let me see. Okay, so what I have got planned so far for you guys, we're going to try and do this on Wednesdays. Okay, so the Fridays alternating will still be, dinking around and doing the music stuff. Sundays we'll still be hanging out, chit chat, that kind of jazz. And Wednesdays, gonna try and do this. Depending on what happens for us, gotta put in the notes. Thank you. Depending on what happens on our end, on my wife and I's end, for like the personal stuff going on, I may be adding another stream in there at some point, and it might just be a body doubling. I don't know yet, but it's something I've been kind of kicking around. But to let you know what I got planned for the next 3 weeks anyway, will be today we're going to go over burnout and recovery. Next Wednesday will be executive dysfunction and task paralysis. And the following Wednesday will be all about Pomodoro and things like that, which may turn into a body doubling stream, if you know what I mean. And again, these are all requests that you guys have. I may have to ask to get another form filled out for you guys, like if you guys want something that, if you guys want to request specific topics and shit. Dropkick Dragon's Brain, got it. Why, yes. Yes, indeed. That's the plan, anyway. I don't know. while we're sitting here, do you guys happen to have anything in particular that you want us to go over, or yay, nay? Maybe, maybe not. Ooh, not that one. I don't want that one. Sorry, apparently I'm fucking with my docs here. You should have a channel for the podcast suggestion. Make one for this. I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah. Why don't you DM that to me and I will set it up afterwards if somebody doesn't beat me to it. I got no problem with that. I wouldn't mind that. Because, yeah, the podcast channel has gone the way of the dodo, obviously. Know what I mean, know what I mean. And how's Mama today? Fucking with my eye hole is now I'm fucking with my dock tabs. I mean, that sounds like me. That absolutely sounds like me. Except for the eye hole part. I didn't do the eye hole part. But I mean, a hole's a hole. No, I'm kidding. That was sick. That was dirty. Alright. Thank you. Alright, anyway, so yeah, that was based on your guys' suggestions. We're going to do burnout and recovery, then we're going to do executive dysfunction, task paralysis, and the Pomodoro method. So, after, I'll try and get it set up tonight, a channel where you guys can make suggestions for what topics you want to go over, and shit like that. There is going to be a worksheet that I am giving away later on, again, as usual. Let me just set up my... Let me just set shit up over here. Got an idea how to move a hyperfixation. You need to be extinction without triggering a meltdown. Well, I mean, that would depend on whether it's hyperfixation or if it turns into a special interest. Because, I mean, if you think about it, when you kind of cross that line, how do you know, right? I mean, I've seen it happen. I know it's a thing that, you know, that hyperfixations can turn into a special interest. It's happened before. I'm pretty sure I've had that. Well, I mean, fuck off. Like audio production, right? When I was younger. Pin the links for the worksheet in the channel, and that way they're all in one place. Look at you. Look at you and the big brain thinking out there, huh? Look out, Dan. You got a hot one on your hands. Lose a knife, that makes it stop real quick. That, I mean, that's one way of doing it, I guess. Most certainly one way. Yeah, I do. Rawr. More like able to walk away and come back when they're more appropriate. You know, there might be something that I go over today that might touch on that a little bit. A little bit, anyway. But we will see. Why, hello, hello. How's it going? Geez, the brain's in the back. You're the backup smaller brain, is that what you're saying? Because that wouldn't surprise me. I have to fucking switch off the bat because it keeps changing and it's distracting and I don't like it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it. Fuck it. Sorry, don't mind me getting distracted and shit over here. Yeah, we're gonna go to here. Yeah, probably safe it there. All right. Damn it, Dan in the backup. That's right. Always have a backup. A backup polar bear. Why, yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. Click. Oh. Son of a bitch. Sorry, apparently I'm breaking my shit over here. Yeah, I was fucking with the documents, which is why I was a little bit late. I was having a little bit of issue with the documents. They weren't cooperating with me, and I was not a fan of that. So, I eventually got it figured out, though, so yay! And we will see just how well that works coming up here in a moment. We'll get this shit rolling here in a second. Off the room. Oh shit, I forgot something. Where's my phone? You sound like my wife on the way out the door, honestly. Got a big bowl of french fries. Lucky you. I would like a big bowl of french fries. In the fridge. Yeah, my wife, oh my god. You guys know that she can lose things like at the drop of a hat. She'll walk in and start running around the house and doing shit and then come back 5 minutes later and like, where's my phone? Where'd I put my vape? And then, like today, she was going out to her studio, and she leaves, and then comes back in, like, you know, not even 5 minutes later. I guess she made it to the end of the block, circled back around, popped back in. She's like, I left my damn phone! And then couldn't find her phone for, like, 3 minutes kind of thing. It was cute and kind of endearing. If you know, you know. I assume it was my coffee from this morning. You're missing your coffee from this morning? Wow, dude. How's the music? Is it too loud? Is it all right? I'm going off a YouTube channel right now. It's good? All right. You guys can hear me clearly. Giggity. I mean, that's kind of the important thing. As long as you can hear me clearly, then we're all good. I almost started a stream to TikTok, but that would mean I would have to set up my vertical, and that's not good. Where's my phone? It's in her hand. 60 and recently quit smoking. Nice. Giggity? Giggity, giggity. 25%, you're clear, music is just nice. Alright, cool. Yeah, this is actually one of the playlists on the SQRL channel. It is called Over 2 Hours of Chill Gaming Music, I think. Yeah, over 2 hours of chilled gaming music. It was a little playlist I put together for just kind of like chilling and relaxing shit. I figured, you know, that would suit the mood. Hi, Heather. How's Heather? What's up, Heather? Or did you come to do some learning today? Because today we're going to do some learning. We're going to talk about burnout and recovery. And we will get to that here very shortly. But I was just telling the rest of the kids that on Wednesdays, I got you. Yeah, what is it? 5 phone calls that currently need people. Ready for some learning. Very good. Very good. Calls it chill music while gaming. Yeah, me that listens to hardstyle, but whatever. Coffee. I said made breakfast, started laundry, washing dishes. Oh Jesus Christ! That's right, cookies for all y'all. But yeah, I was just telling the rest of the kids that I'm gonna try to on Wednesdays do our little learning, our little coaching stuff. For the next 3 weeks, I got it planned out. Today we're doing burnout and recovery. Next week is executive dysfunction and task paralysis. And the following is the Pomodoro method. So yeah, we're gonna do some learning about that. All right. So if you're all ready, you know, the 8 of you that are here. If you're all ready, I mean, we can we can get this shit going, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. Click. Round to the laundry room on the soap shelf. Object permanence forward to win. Yes, indeed. Alright. So, give me some emotes or something, or a one in chat or whatever, if you've been feeling lately like you've been running on fumes. Or all the time. Do you constantly feel like your tank is empty? Yeah, lizard. Like you're existentially exhausted, you know, like battery at 1%. You've been like ignoring the low power mode for 3 weeks, you know. Am I calling you out already? Yeah. Oh, Dan, believe me, I'm going to be among the first to be getting the call outs here today too. So don't feel bad. You're not alone. Well, the chronic, I mean, that too, right? That doesn't help. That does not help. But yeah, you know, burnout, it's like that one friend who just stays for one drink and all of a sudden it's 3 a.m. and has convinced you to adopt a fucking raccoon or something. The check engine light's been on for a while. Yeah. So your wife, hey, there you go. So if you've been feeling like burnt toast lately, let me see you free the bread. How about that? If you've been feeling like burnt toast, show me you free the bread. There you go. Free the bread, free the bread. There they are. We're learning to say no and take breaks. Boss, I have a section just for you in this today. Don't know where the plate I don't have the emoji. Aww. Somebody's gonna have to fix that. Burned out and stretched thin. Well, that's a mood. That's a mood right there. All right, well, let's begin. Let's start talking about what burnout is and what burnout is not. And put away, stretch thin and put away wet. That's, yeah, that's a thing. Help me, I'm poor. Mood. Hopefully a few more days. I'll try not to be on a call. Well, I mean, the VOD is going to be up, and I'm gonna ask very nicely and see if Shoes feels up to cutting apart some video later, and then you know, we can get some clips out of it and stuff. All right, so burnout is not just I'm tired. Burnout is a chronic depletion, emotional, physical, and mental. The whole brain buffet, and everything is spoiled. There we go. Here's what burnout is. The chronic energy depletion, emotional and physical exhaustion, and cynicism and reduced capacity. It's that's one way to look at it. You know, the whole invisible gas tank. That is just it sucks because you feel like, well, I mean, I'm sure I don't need to explain what it feels like. I'm sure every one of you knows what being burnt out feels like. You know, think of it like this. Neurotypical burnout would be, I need to take a weekend and get away. Whereas a neurodivergent burnout is more like, I need to disappear into its sensory deprivation tank until the economy collapses. You know, give me I'll be over here buried in my, in the pocket fort, and yeah, and wake me up, you know, when September ends, that kind of thing. Yeah. If you think about it, The neurodivergent burnout is like playing life on hard mode with a controller that keeps disconnecting, and the respawn point is in a goddamn Walmart. It's not a good time. Now, those that like to compare what burnout is and burnout is not, I'm just gonna blank the cup there for a minute. Neurodivergent burnout is not just being tired, a personal weakness, and it's not fixed after a weekend off. Is there a pause button for this life so I can catch up? Stop time, love is sleep for a year, then I need another 6 months to emotionally decompress from sleeping. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, so, what? How about this? We're going to compare notes here, okay? I want you guys to tell me that, like, if Burnout was a video game boss, who would it be? And what would their special attack be? I want to know that. Tell me, like, you know, and that'll give everybody else kind of the description as to how you feel about it. If Burnout was a video game boss, who would it be, and what would their special attack be? See, for me, I think, me being the Star Wars nerd that I am, I'm going to say Darth Malgus. And I'm going to say their special attack would be the Force Choke. But not just, like, where it chokes you, but it's the kind of choke that, like, not just drains your life, but drains all your motivation, drains all your energy. Raiden Destiny, Silver Shields. Well then, I don't know who they'd be, but they would be super fast. There you go. Where they suck out your life force. Yep. Yeah, that kind of relates to how I feel about it. Yeah, same idea, right? Give you that force choke, but it's not just choking your air, it's draining your energy. It's choking... Hey, Rogue from the X-Men. Yeah, the energy drain touch. Well, I mean, Rogue's touch is a little more than energy drain, but yeah, there you go. A massive anime octopus with the ability to use weapons. Don't have enough hand, speed, time, or ability. I like that. That one's good. That one's good. All right. So, what we're saying here is that everybody understands what burnout is and what burnout feels like. Yeah? All right. Let's move on a little bit. We're going to talk about the early warning signs of burnout. And these are things that you can... Now, again, I should have started off with this. You guys know me. Obviously, these are not going to be the same for everybody. These are going to be kind of a generalized, broad stroke, you know, tends to be for a lot of people, but not for everybody. So, remember, take all that with a grain of salt. Everything I say today may or may not apply to you, but it'll probably apply to most. I can't think of any villains or bosses except... That is a good analogy. Yeah. Okay, so early warning signs of burnout. And it... Some of you may or may not be prepared for this list. Obviously, emotional red flags, irritability, loss of joy, numbness, hopelessness, detachment, right? That's where the cynicism and whatnot from the earlier one came from. You know, brain energy somewhat recovered. Well, that's good. But yeah, when you've got that emotional detachment, then it may be a warning sign that it's starting. Next up, we got physical, constant fatigue, headaches, sleep changes, fatigue, headaches, brain fog, things like that. These are all potential early warning signs of a burnout that's coming on. And of course, behavioral. Procrastinating things more than usual, withdrawing from scenario situations, making a lot of like unnecessary errors, shall we say, avoidance, non-stop doom scrolling to like take themselves out of withdraw from situations. Everything just feels right, and not just the small things, like everything feels that way. So does anybody feel directly attacked right now? I'm going for a record. I'm going to see if I can personally attack every single person in the stream in one day. LTC, so emailed school. Here's your recovery. Time for a break. They go, yep. Starting to feel and not be detached anymore. I thought it was just headaches first month to Florida, but yeah, I'm recovering. That's good. So do you feel like you were getting burnt out in your previous scenario? And do you feel like the big change has helped that substantially? I mean, you seem like you are a lot happier, Heather, which is an important thing, very important thing. But is that how you feel? You feel that your change of setting has lifted your spirits enough that if you may have been going into a burnout, that now you feel like you're kind of in the recovery stages of it? It's breath so hard to pinpoint if it's normal or burnout. Yeah, no, I get that, because you have a lot of the like a lot of the early warning signs. I mean, these are reasonably generalized, right? These could be warning signs for, you know, people who are feeling hopeless and at the end of their rope, honestly, right? People who are feeling like they want to shuffle themselves off the mortal coil, you know, tend to get very detached from things, and, you know, because of a lot of the emotional stuff. So, I mean, I get it, right? But again, these are, like I said, these are pretty generalized and broad stroke, but in the same way that ADHD and bipolar are a Venn diagram of about 90%, right? This can apply to more than one thing. I can walk my head and go, yep, this is what I'm looking for. Makes corporate PowerPoint out of brain. Nix is not here to roll for counter spells. She's sleeping. Definitely was in my previous scenario. Change setting, have changed that. Well, that's good. Just feeling hopeless and all of that because of burnout in my previous scenario. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, by the way, these are the graphics that I was having a hard time with. I was trying to get the slideshow to work properly in OBS, and I was fighting with it, so that's what took me a little extra. But yeah, now you know. Alrighty, so let's talk about why neurodivergent brains burn out harder than neurotypical brains do, shall we? Because again, thinking back to, it's not just, well, I could take a weekend away and I'll feel fully rested and recharged. I fucking wish my life was like that. The amount of times that I have heard that, and I'm sure many of you have, the amount of times that I heard that, like say in my career, in my management career, right, when I was managing clubs and whatnot. Well, you know, just get away for the weekend, or get away for a few days. Obviously, I was working the weekends, but get away for a few days in the week. Yeah, as if it was that easy, right? But yeah, the amount of times that I've heard that, or I've done that, I've taken a week away. Who has time to do that anyway? I mean, nowadays. I said weekend, actually, but yeah, what I ended up doing was taking a few days during the week, you know, because I was working. What was I working? Tuesday was a double, then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday were doubles, right? So I would have Sunday, Monday off. And, you know, they think that's enough time to recharge, you know. Sure, maybe if you're not a little fucking spicy in the head, sure, I'm sure that'll work out just fine. But for us, it, you know, taking a weekend away is not a way to recover from burning out. So, this is why, these are some reasons why neurodivergent burnout hits harder. is because masking is absolutely energy draining. Masking costs. It sucks. Every one of you knows exactly what this is like. When you are trying to mask, not only during, say, the work week, and I'll use that analogy, the work week or the school week, because I think Sumei's still around. Maybe not. Oh yeah, he is. But yeah, during the work week, during the school week, it takes a toll on you. And especially if you're an undiagnosed and don't know that you're doing it. And it's just become a part of you, and it just, like a light switch, off and on in the scenarios that it needs to, because you're just, or even if you're on default mode, right? And it just becomes habit. Pop that mask on when you're out in public and doing social stuff. Much happier though, going through recovery plus 4 and 5 emails a day. Jesus Christ. All right, need at least 3 days of sleep after that many double shifts. Dude, you should have seen me at my prime. Fuck. I was doing between 4 and 5 double shifts in a week. It was fucking nasty. Just nasty. Anyway. There's always a cost to anything with masks. Yes, there is. Yeah, there is. Out of 4 to 8, 10 hour, I've done those. 3 days off in a row. Not enough time. The manager didn't micromanage me in position to my work and be left alone. It was pretty low stress. Well, that's good. That's good. Honestly, okay, so once again, we're going to go back to the rail yard analogy, because I wasn't quite at that time working the 4-day, 10 hours, but I was working, it was a 5-5-4 shift, right? So I would do 5 days on, 5 days off, 4 days on, 5 days off, 5 days on, 4 days off. Yeah, that's how it worked. But in the middle of that, so in those 5 days, the first 3 would be day shifts, and then you would switch, and the last 2 would be night shifts, right? Or the first 2 would be day shifts, and then you'd switch halfway through to night shifts. And then you get 5 days off. But I mean, like, that switch, that's why I hate shift work so much. Like, I don't think I could ever go back to doing shift work because of that. Now, was driving a train low stress? For the most part, yes. But you still have that little voice in the back of your head saying, hey, you're in control of the most powerful vehicle on land, carrying 50 cars, each weighing like 10 fucking tons apiece, So there's that in the back of your head going, I've got to be super careful with this shit. Because otherwise, there's not, when it comes to trains, there's not scratches. I'll just say that. It's not just scratches, bumps, and bruises in most cases. Went back to school for a couple of years. School was a place where at least our plurality was not going to be masked, and that helped a lot. Nice. Our teachers during associate degree was also a sister. Nice. Learning from this and that. And I miss you. Yeah, it's pasta sauce. Yeah, it's ragu. Yeah. If you fuck up in that situation, it's not scratches, it's lost limbs and worse. Right? One of the primary rules there was life over limb. So, like, I'm not going to get too descriptive with this, but let's just say you got your arm caught. It was more important to save your life than save the limb. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. Hyperfocus and crash. I mean, I'm sure none of you have gotten into a hyperfocus just out of the blue or anything like that, right? No, that doesn't happen at all. That's never happened to any of you. Yeah, never. Oop. I gotta click into here. Oop, there we go. Sensory overload debt. So, again, using my example of, yeah, definitely life over limb. I'm using the example of the clubs. Okay. So when I was there, dealing with all of the situations in a club, I was overstressed. I was overstimulated. right? There's a lot of audio stimulation. There's a lot of visual stimulation going on in there. You know, you're trying to put on that happy face, right? I'm trying to be the man, be the manager, you know, run the room kind of thing, all while dealing with all of this other shit going on. You know, dealing with people yelling at me for this, that, and the other thing, having a problem solve on the fly, you know, things that I was good at there. But I mean, it does take a toll while you've got all this other shit weighing on you. So, whereas like many a neurotypical would be able to handle that, or not slip into a total hyperfocus, or not have to mask their annoying traits or their personality or pretend they're somebody else entirely. These are some of the reasons why a neurodivergent burnout hits harder than a neurotypical one, and most times, I'm going to go away for the weekend is just not enough. So, there be that. You avoid the task to save the energy, but then the guilt eats that energy away, and it's like trying to save money by buying avocado toast daily, which is a terrible, terrible analogy, but I mean, it's kind of there. So, think about it. This is a cute analogy that I wrote when I was thinking about it last night. ADHD and autistic brains are like Tesla's cool tech, but the battery range sucks, and if you're running on all the features at once. And Tesla's, I just used that example because I couldn't think of the other name for any of the popular electric vehicles. But another one too, you're running constantly on warp 9 all the time, and then you try to stop, and your brakes are made of pudding. You know, you guys know I love that analogy. So yeah. How about you guys? Most of us are made by an ass. I'm not sure how to feel about that. So, I'm going to turn it now to you guys, because I happen to notice the time here, so we're just going to piss away a few minutes before the first self-care break. Yeah, Tesla. I couldn't think of the name of the other one. I mean, I'm sure Angie would have been able to tell me, but I couldn't think of it at the time, and I was finalizing this at like 2:30 in the morning or something, so there's that. Alright, so each of you give me a very short scenario where you felt that neurodivergent burnout. And I'm sure it could even be now. I'm sure a lot of you think it's now. But I mean, like, if there was something in your past, you know, a previous time, yeah, right now. Yeah, of course, I knew that was coming. Or is there another series situated like school, work, a specific job? Was there anything that made you realize that you were going into burnout? Potentially. Anybody? Now, I'm sure anybody who goes to like college and whatnot, I'm sure you guys could probably like going to school, doing the test, blah, 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 all that shit, right? I get that. I remember that. Yeah, I was a college kid at 34, so shit was a little bit different then. At least my approach to it was. Anyway. And I hope those of you in the background that are lurking can still hear and are still picking stuff up. Because after we do our little self-care break, we are going to slide into the topic of recovery strategies. And you're either gonna love or hate the worksheet that I have for you guys today that I'm giving away for you. That's all I'm going to say about that. You're either going to love it or hate it. Because it's not directly, I hope it's candy, it's not directly about this, but it is related to this. When I just didn't care anymore to do everything for one person plus me. That's a lot of weight to shoulder, honestly. Right? And this is what another thing that I struggle with here with the MS and whatnot, and not being as physically independent as I used to be, is that feeling of being a burden, right? Feeling like the wife has to shoulder all of that weight for me, kind of thing, right? Flip that around, I'm sure I totally get it. Picked up our crochet and was struggling to do it without looking. Crocheted for about 35 years and could do some patterns in the dark. A few days later, looked at it and didn't even want to pick it up. I think that's covered by that joy loss. Maybe. I'm hitting the dead center today. Good. Well, that means I'm doing my job right. Excellent. Not too bad at this coaching shit so far, huh? I'm okay at it. I'm alright. Kind of getting a feel for it. I could dig it. Alrighty. Well, like I said, after our little self-care break, we're going to get into recovery strategies. Hopefully some stuff that you guys could maybe take away. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. So in the meantime...
After these messages,
that's right.
We'll be right back.
Asking a question as you're washing your feet. Well, I mean... both brain just felt stuck in association with them. We'll turn in the hamster was dead type of thing. No, I get that. Well, hopefully we can get into some recovery strategies that maybe you guys can take away from it. Hopefully. I guess we'll see. But in the meantime, grab yourself a water, grab yourself a snack, hit the bathroom, wash your feet, do what you got to do. You know what I mean? And we'll be back in just a moment. Oh yeah, let's hear it for Brookie. Yay! Cancer free. Woohoo! Love it, love it, love it. Loving that for you. That is awesome. So happy for you. So happy for you. Yay! You're awesome. Keep that shit up, you know. Alrighty. It occurred to me that I forgot one slide at the end of this here. Chronic executive load. That's another reason why the neurodivergent brains get hit harder. Yeah, that's right. Good job, Brooke. Now you're just in time for the trauma train. Anyway, yeah, because a lot of us are under constant executive load. So like constantly the brain is trying to do this, that, and the other, and doesn't fucking stop. And it's a thing. It's a whole thing. And nobody likes it. And Hutchie just woke up, and now I'm going to hit Hutchie with the trauma train. Hello, welcome to today's stream discussing burnout and recovery. If you missed the first part, well, you're lucky, because that's where a lot of the trauma-inducing shit really was. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some here, but yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Quick little recap. Things that we have covered. Actually, we'll just do it this way. I'm just going to go all the way back here. Super quick. We talked about, the early warning signs. What burnout is and isn't. Okay? What burnout is: chronic energy depletion, emotional and physical exhaustion, cynicism and reduced capacity. What it is not: just being tired, a personal weakness, or it's not fixed by just taking a weekend off, because, wow, life doesn't work like that for us. Some of the early warning signs, including emotional ones: irritability, hopelessness, and detachment. Physical ones: constant fatigue, headaches, and sleep changes, as well as behavioral: procrastination, withdrawal, and errors and stuff. We just finished up why neurodivergent burnout hits harder. A lot of it has to do with masking and being an energy drain. Hyperfocus makes you crash. Sensory overload debt, constantly having a sensory overload, as well as chronic executive load. And now we're going to go first to fake rest versus real rest. Now, this is something, I guess I am going to keep the call-outs coming. My name is Burnout Waggles Eyebrows. Okay, your name is Burnout Waggles Eyebrows. There we go. Anyway. So what is fake rest and what is real rest? Actually, I want you guys to guess. I want you to tell me what you think fake rest is. Or what do you think real rest is, actually? What do you consider to be real rest? This ought to be good. This might hurt. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? Bueller? Because I can give you some examples of fake rest. And number 3 may shock you. Real rest, feeling energized. And at the end of it, yeah. But I'm talking about, what do you do that is considered real rest? When you sleep 8 hours and just get up. I mean, that's supposed to be real rest. Right? In a perfect world, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be great if you could sleep 8 hours, wake up, and not feel like you've been... Sorry, I got a text from my wife there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, don't you wish you could sleep for 8 hours and feel energized? 8 hours too much? Yeah, actually, I'm pretty accustomed to, between 3 and 5. Sorry, I just have to reply to her real quick. Click. There we go. Anyway, me telling Dan to fuck off twice this morning. I'm not sure how that equates to it, but here's fake rest. Here's some examples of fake rest, of not actual rest. endless scrolling on your phone. That's not rest. Sleep for 8 hours in one go without fun a tantrum. Yeah. Having TV on in the background is not rest, because you're still hearing it. Your brain is still attaching to it in some capacity, right? Doom scrolling, which endless scrolling, obviously. Apparently, I fucked up and put that one in twice. Mom was asleep and told me off. Nice. Call out on TV and doom scrolling. Yep. And guess what? My wife does that every night. It's no wonder she doesn't feel rested. I mean, in fairness, I don't have a TV, but looks at phone in hand. Well, I mean, are you trying to rest right now is my question, right? Real lounging in my bed with a heating pad on, the massage, a massage mat playing 30 minutes. Sound, but it's so cozy. There you go. You enjoying the new album? New Active Corrosion album dropped yesterday. Is Doom reading a thing? Asking for a friend. I mean, it kind of can be. Right? If you think about it, this is what a lot of people consider real rest. Now, again, this is not going to apply to everybody. But doing things like having a nature walk, I hear, works really well for a lot of people. A mindful hobby. So like reading. Reading could be. Having a nap. Having cookies. Turtle Mama rolls in and throws cookies around. Might have been on repeat for it. I apologize for that one. I don't apologize for that one, but I put the trigger warning on there for a reason. But yeah, a low stim chill. So like just hanging out and, you know, maybe it's doodling. Maybe it's a coloring book. Reading 12 books in 2 weeks is normal. I mean, for you in chaos, yeah. And my cat who was sleeping on my lap. Diamond art, yeah, that's a good one, right? That's low stim. That's a mindful hobby, right? That's a good one. But like laying in your bed with the TV on and doom scrolling, that's not real rest. Your mind is still engaged, right? Or your mind is still heavily engaged anyway. That's in the linear VC. Not putting it up there. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were there. That's right. I can't do it. Calms you down. I would paint, but with the cost, yeah, looking for something. I mean, that's right. Yeah, reading can count, right? If you're sitting by yourself, eating, like, and this is just a scenario that I'm picturing. If you are just sitting and reading and relaxing, sitting in your bed, for example, with just like a light on beside you, no other stimulus in the room, I could see that working. Crocheting and reading, yeah, crocheting can be. I do audiobooks. I don't read. Same here. Sleep course research said remove all of the exits from the bedroom. Only go to their sleep. Yep. Might have asked if my person was an extra to being removed. Well, no. Yeah. According to a lot of people, your bedroom is for two things that start with S. One of them is sleep. Excuse me, that's nothing. Anyway, so there are some basic ones. Energy budgeting. If resist temptation to scroll, fanfic. Nice. Energy budgeting, but how to budget your energy. Now, these are just some things that I stumbled across that I thought might be helpful. One of them would be alternating high and low energy tasks, right? So if let me see here. Trying to find an example that might be relevant to most. Let's just say that doing the dishes is a high energy task. Okay, for me it is. I expend far more energy for obvious different reasons, right? The MS and whatnot. So doing the dishes would be a high energy task. Follow that with a low energy task. Something like after that, I'd go sit at the table and maybe doodle a little bit, right? You got your high energy, you got your low energy, you've got a little bit to recover, and then you can go back to doing whatever thing is next. We'll tie them out into books. You and Chaos and Polar Bear Mama and a few others. Client needs to treat her bedroom as two things. She does everything in there except cook dinner. Yeah, my wife, we've had this discussion before, that she has a really bad habit of, when she gets home, she will go and have a nap, which is good. But then after dinner, she will turn on the TV and be doom scrolling on her phone while the TV is on, right? That's not helpful for her, and that partially explains why she's not getting good rest. You get some audio credits? Ooh. I may have to scoop some of those from you. Book pimp. Planning rest like appointments. Why? Because a lot of us absolutely fucking suck at, one, remembering, two, self-care, obviously, said the guy who does self-care breaks every hour. They're planned like appointments, right? But if you have to, then what guess I am? You can pry my piles of books. Exactly. Right? But if you have to, schedule them in like appointments. Right? Put it in your little calendar to give you a reminder. Right? Okay, time to take a break. Time to rest. Time to chill and unload some of this mental burden that you've got going on, or the mental overload. Stop and take a fucking break. If it's for 15 minutes, whatever, right? Kind of like Pomodoro method, if you think about it. Treat your energy like currency. That is a new one that I learned. However, that goes hand in hand with spoon theory. Let's see the order that song plays in my brain. Song Anxiety second. Which Anxiety by who? Which one? There are so many songs called Anxiety. Cycle week, you do mandatory naps. That's good. But as for the currency thing, right? I mean, a lot of us are spoonies in here and get the whole spoon thing. It can be, spoon theory can be a little bit confusing. But one of my occupational therapists gave me the currency one that I like. And that is, if you think of it, you have 100 pennies, right? So for those of us that still remember what a penny looks like, or you can change it to $100, whatever. But every item or everything that you do costs $1 or a penny, right? So you start the day with 100 pennies, and depending on how you're feeling that day, because there are some days where, and using spoon theory, if you have 12 spoons, there are some days where getting up, Penny, how old are you? Yeah. Getting out of bed and getting dressed out of that 12 spoons takes 5 of them right there, right? Because obviously, things fluctuate every day. Today, getting out of bed might have cost me 3 spoons or 30 pennies, right? Depending on which one you want to use. Whereas tomorrow, it might be 2 or whatever. 2 boxes of multitudes of hobbies. Yeah. How can you tell that you hobby hop? Yeah. I like spoon theory, but like mana is another one, yeah. Mana points. The currency one also seems nice. I just felt that the currency one was a little more, it covered a lot more broad bases, you know what I mean? Like, I know mana, I love that one. Spoon theory, I love that one. Forks, I love that one too, right? But the currency one, 100 pennies, it just makes sense to everybody. Everybody can hopefully visualize it. Mana uses cooldowns to drawback. Yeah, whereas a lot of people may not actually get that analogy, right? Having a cooldown on your buffs, you know, shit like that. A lot of people may not get that analogy. I get it. I 100% get it. But I mean, on the other hand, if you have 100 pennies and getting out of bed and getting dressed, having a shower, well, that's 50 pennies right there. You know? And you have 50 pennies for the rest of the day. Shut up, bot. Use it to help me explain low energy to allow for sleep. Yeah. But yeah, those are things that can help with your, I forgot the word, energy budgeting and pacing your day. Now, again, disclaimer, not all of these things are going to work for everybody in every situation. I understand that. These are just ideas. Okay? There's my disclaimer once again. Trying to figure out something that's more of the bus. What do you mean something? Define what something is. It is a socket, beat yourself with it? I mean, if that's what you want to do. Yeah, before some days, as long as you use too little. Yeah. See, and that's cool, because that analogy works for you, and you understand that analogy, right? You get it. Use two little spoons for that, a big spoon for this, use a little fork for that, you know, you get it. But explaining it to a neurotypical probably wouldn't get it, right? Whereas the currency one, I find, is a lot more universal, right? And a lot of people will get it. Spoon theory. A lot of us love spoon theory, and then a lot of us use it. Not everybody will understand it, right? You try to explain it to a neurotypical, a lot of them will look at you like, you know, you're off your fucking rocker. But the currency one, because it's a little more universal, that's why I put that one in there. We use spell slots right now, but something that's more personalized. Let me talk to a friend of mine. I'll talk to my friend Jody. And she's a bus driver. So let me talk to her and I'll get back to you. That was my best attempt at explaining spoon theory. Love Shack. Oh, good God. All right, energy triage. This is one that I have been, I've been going over with one of my other therapists. One of the many occupational therapists that I seem to have picked up. So, for your triage, you have got must, you have got should, and you've got not today. Okay? So this is one way to look at it. Your must is the critical shit that can't wait. For example, making dinner for your family. Right? That is a must. You have to feed the fam. You know? Especially if you've got kids and etc., etc. You must feed the family. You must put gas in the car when you're almost empty. Or some people push that down to should. Thank you, Brookie. Love you, Brookie. And also, did you hear our congratulations to you, Brookie? I'm so happy for you. Anyway, so you've got your must, your critical shit that cannot wait. You have got your should, which is important stuff. No, I had to call Mom. Hi, bye. Oh, you're running away now? Aw, Brookie. Hopefully I can talk to you later. I was talking about you with Nate last night and said that I've been trying to catch you for the last little bit, and I just haven't been able to. So I hope I can catch you soon. Anyway. Should. Stuff that is important, but you can put it off. Right? It's important for me to do the dishes, but I don't need to do them right now. I can do them after I have a break. I can do them after I go pick up the kid. After, you know, shit like that. And then you've got not today. Stuff that you drop without feeling guilty about it. That is a part that I personally struggle with. Is not having the guilt. And I'm sure that relates to a lot of... How them callouts coming, by the way? How's them callouts? You liking this? Huh? I can imagine how many hate DMs I'm going to get after this. I get guilt over a lot. Oh yeah, me too. Me too. But this is one of the ones that I struggle with a lot. Is the idea of dropping something and saying, not today, and feeling okay about it. I fight that one so hard. Especially with, now with the MS, right? There are so much, there are, how am I going to word this? There are far fewer things that I'm capable of doing in a day because of my energy levels. That part is really hard to handle because I can do so many things, but there are other things that I have to drop it. I don't have a choice. My body will not allow me to continue any further without like trying to crash and pass out in my chair or pay for it later. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that too, right? The mental overload of, if I do too many things, I'm going to pay for it later. I'm going to be absolutely fucking exhausted, not be able to get a good sleep tonight. I'm going to feel like I haven't slept in 3 months, all because I did all of these extra things today, right? Not today, Satan pissed me off more than the later pile. I have a gift for... I'm not sure who you're talking to, but okay. So I'm going to read 3 chapters and then go to 10 dishes. Hey, there you go. Mama, that's perfect. That is perfect right there. That is a good example of what we were saying before about the balancing the high energy and the low energy, right? High energy, go do the 10 dishes because that can take a load out of you, and then go read 3 chapters. And then, can rinse, repeat. Try to do it when it comes up. It's definitely exhausting, not sleep, nor good mood the next day if you don't draw the line, indeed. Yeah. But yeah, this is the one that I fight the hardest with, is having those things that I can say, no, fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow. Right? Because to me, and I'm sure many of you can relate to this, right? In the same way that I cannot organize a list of what is the most important, that means that I don't know what is important. I don't know what I can drop, right? Because everything is urgent. Chicken teriyaki, hey, lucky you. But yeah, I don't know what is important. I can't rank some days what is important. So knowing what it is okay to drop is something that I struggle with. How many of you can relate to that? Or how many of you feel called out by that? Actually, how about this? Give me a 1 in chat if you're feeling very fucking called out today. Give me a 2 in chat if you're being called out by everything so far today. How about that? Dum 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 da dum. I know, Turtle Mama, you didn't catch the first part. I know. 3 if you're in denial. 6. Hey, there you go. What does the 6 mean? That I've hit you 3 times so far? Moon. Oh boy. Hey Dan, 2 plus
Get fucked.
yeah. Not today. We have guilt. Like having plans to walk the doggo, going to the gym with the roommate, ended up doing the math wrong. Now I have 0 energy for it and canceling the last moment. 4, I need to call Schuster and Booster. I need to get a dopamine rush. Sorry. I like to get a dopamine rush from game I like to call Beat the Clock, where I put the kettle down in the microwave. See as much. Yeah, actually, that's a game that I like to play as well. That is part of the gamifying of things, right? When I was more agile, when I was less exhausted and I was better at walking, I used to do that a lot. I would put, something, pizza pop or whatever in the microwave, and see how much shit that, if I could do something here, if I was doing dishes at the same time, right? See how many I could get done before it beeps, or whatever, right? See if I can go to the bathroom and make it back before it beeps. Actually, that was a game that I used to play in the clubs all the time. I would put on a song, that means I have X amount of time. A lot of times it was like 3 minutes kind of thing, or 3.5 minutes. Can I go to the bathroom and make it back before the song is over? And still be able to mix out to the next track. in a fucking club of like 700 to 1,000 people when the bathroom is all the way on the other side of the room and you have to go through the crowd, right? So it was a challenge. It was absolutely a challenge. But I get it. But yeah, again, energy triage. This is something that I've started incorporating into my routine and I struggle with. I'll 100% admit it. Peas at the corner, yeah. Okay, sidetrack. Here's a story for you about the one club that I used to work in. It had 2 levels, right? And like the second level was like an overhang overlooking over the dance floor down on the first floor. But they had a bar up there as well. But there was no washroom upstairs. So there was one bartender. When it got packed in there, we would have like a few hundred or 1,000 people or 1,500 people, right? He didn't have a chance to get out. So he took a little mini jug and he pissed in the mini jug and kept it in the cooler. That was fucking disgusting. Like when the manager found out about that, holy shit. Holy shit. But yeah, I digress. Total sidetracking. Oh, hi. Hi, V. What's up? Anyway, all right. Yeah, I know that's terrible, but I mean that's okay. Sabine, Mom's home. We know. Settle the fuck down. Holy health code violation, right? Well, again, that's how I found out about it, right? I was a DJ. I was down on the first floor on the other side of the room. Housemaid was dumping out her window for, like, shitting out her window for months. Oh my god. I'd like to unhear that, please. But yeah, why do you think the manager lost his shit when he found out? And then that's how I found out. Like the rest of us all heard about it from that. Because yeah, dude would not take a coverage, have his busboy behind him take over the bar for him, because that way that kid would make tips instead of him and go to the bathroom. Oh, the liquid. Okay. No longer hungry. I'm sorry. I apologize for that one. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. As everybody is thinking,
Fuck this guy!
ugh. Virgin Long Island iced tea. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Alright, let's move on. Boundaries and saying no. Going out to the bus. Setting boundaries and saying no. Actually, it is super perfect that my wife came home right at this time, as the topic we're covering is boundaries and saying no. Right?
No.
No. There you go. Because recently, she had an experience where she had to set boundaries and say no. And I was immensely proud of her for that and very happy.
One of them cost me the job.
What's that, babe? Yes. Closes out a stream. I don't need these call-outs. Hey, fuck you. We're going, 1 for 1 on every point today. All right. Say no all day. I'm good at it. There you go. All right. We're gonna kind of pick up the pace on these a little bit. Boundaries and saying no. Here are some quick scripts that you can use. Hopefully. And remember, again, all of these are just ideas. They may not work for everybody, but just some quick scripts that you can use. I can't commit right now. My plate's full. Maybe next time. Or that's not in my bandwidth. Or I don't have the spoons for that. Shit like that. I've gotten better at saying no. Good. Good. But yeah. So, hey, boss. Or fuck off. Yeah, I mean, there. As in, I said no, motherfucker. Ah, perfect. There you go. But, I mean, like, there are situations where we're going to be overly attached to something and not be able to set that boundary. Setting boundaries had me in my villain era. I mean, if that's what's got to happen. I'm not the person who's qualified for this, but good luck. Hey, there's a good one. Yeah. I mean, that could be situational, but that's a good one. And today, the call-out day, aren't we here for a specific call-out? Hey, you guys are the fuckers who asked me for this, so you're going to take it and like it. Did said a couple of those in ARC 1, or just didn't say anything because I was too drained. I mean, fair enough. I'm better at no, if not family, but those I care about, I have issues. And that's understandable too, right? But if you get into a situation where, sorry, Heather, I'm going to pick on you for a second, right? You get into a situation like Heather's, where it is, it can be abused, right? It can be, you can have it lorded over you and be manipulated into it because, we are at a higher rate for being manipulated. If it's family or somebody you care about and you have a harder time saying no to them and you feel like you've come to the realization that you are getting manipulated or you're being used, then yeah, you got to set those boundaries, right? That's why I say at Christmas time that if you, especially for the trans friends or the non-binaries or whatever, if you've got family that do not accept your identity, right, and keep misgendering you intentionally or dead naming you intentionally, get rid of those people. You have my permission to skid those people. You need to set your boundary. You are not going to dead name me anymore, otherwise I am not coming out. Right? You are going to use my appropriate gender or I am not coming out. Right? You gotta set that boundary. Yeet the peeps. There you go. Sorry, I'm just gonna catch up on the chat here. The qualified works with the family too. Call the BS plan. More experience. Yeah. There are times that I have to do that. I get that. Told Yeti the other day we weren't going to go downstairs and do something on the 3D printer for him because we were in too much pain at the time. That's fair. He was at work, so he couldn't do it for himself. Normally, no matter how drained we would just have gone and done it. I mean, there you go, right? If you've come to that point where it's too much pain, right, and you can't do it, then you've got to set that boundary, right? Again, using my wife as an example. A lot of you know that she has plantar fasciitis in her right foot, but then she broke her pinky toe on her left foot. So I've been joking calling us the cripple couple. But yeah, she had days where she was out at her studio or whatever, or working out at the shop, and she was on her feet for between 4 and 6 hours kind of thing. And she got home and she's just like, nope, I can't do it. I'm going straight to the bedroom. I'm laying down and I can't move. Right? She had to set that boundary. And that was fine. Actually, I read accidentally. I actually got an apology a couple of months back because my sister had an accident and realized she needed to set things straight. Oh, wow. Distance made it easier for me to say no. Distance can do that. By the way, hi, Rose. I didn't mean to ignore you there. I did see you. How's Rose doing? Welcome to the call-out session today. Grip and crap, the happy couple. I mean, maybe not so much. Not going to follow myself. We access. Stepdad used to tell us that if we wanted to go out to the family farm to see people and do things, we were required to take all of our piercings and dress conservative. After his refusing to go out and see him for almost a year, he finally dropped the requirements from going out there. Bam! Boundary set. Boundary set. Look at that. No fucking joke. Mine flared up when I was walking Alex. Oh, so you can relate to it, yeah. Yeah, I'm only still learning about that. But yeah, we discovered she has plantar fasciitis in her right foot. Anyway, shall we move on? As we talk about boundaries and saying no. So again, if you need to use these for examples, or you can ask anybody else in the community, of course. I mean, Dragon just gave us some good ones there. I think. Yeet all the people. I think Mama had a good one in there. Change of appearance is not a requirement for your presence. Tried tattooing today. Passed the Matcha ED test. Congratulations. Very nice. Very nice. Very good. All right. Let's move along, shall we? Okay, sensory reset ideas. Oh yeah, I am covering. And this is our recovering strategy section, by the way. Oh, and by the way, going back to this, I want to remind all of you, okay? I want you to remember this. No is a full sentence. I'd like to remind you that no is a full sentence. It is not a paragraph with a coupon code for your fucking guilt. It is a full sentence. No means no. That applies to so many things, but it also applies to setting boundaries. No is a full sentence. All right, continuing on. Sensory reset ideas. Coffee break outside in the garden is my favorite sensory reset. There you go. Here are just some ideas. Again, like all of the things today, these are just ideas. They're kind of broad-stroked, but give me your own. Nomi has a good one there. No is the beginning and end. That's it. That's right. Sensory reset ideas. A weighted blanket. A dark room. Slow breathing. Having a warm shower. Listening to gentle music. Sitting and reading a mellow-ish book kind of thing. Having a coffee break outside in the garden, like Nomi just said. Give me your... Okay, how about this? What is your weirdly effective rest activity? Something you do that others might think that you're absolutely bonkers for, but helps to reset you. Let's hear that. I guess the heating pad and heating massage eye mask is more of this category than the rest category. Maybe so it's more of a reset than a rest. Nice. Right now, just sitting and chilling in a stream is your reset, sensory reset. Especially when it's mellow and you don't have to like yeet anybody or anything. On a desk on the floor. Sitting in public library with a coffee or taking a book on a hike and reading for a bit on the halfway point. That's cool. I like that one. Blasted full volume M&M in my ears. I mean, okay. Pat's cat when it comes to reading. I get a free audiobook from the library app to listen to. It makes it easy. Maybe young adult easy. Okay, yeah. If that works for you, then great. Anybody else? What is your most weirdly effective rest activity? See, I was trying to think of an example for that. But I don't know if I have anything that I would consider weirdly effective. Everybody here behaves. I mean, for the most part. Yeah. Go for a drive, music blast, and sing along. Yeah. I mean, that would have been mine under better physical conditions. But I mean, that one still kind of can be applied. Going for a drive and just banging out some music. Singing loud heavy metal. There you go. By the way, I hope you caught the new Active Corrosion album drop yesterday. Hey. Sit and hang out with house rabbits. Watching them eat. Nice. Nice, nice. Cool. You guys have got some good ideas there. I dig it. I approve. Being in a space where I don't have to be on alert. If I can read Helsing or Trinity Blood. Nice. Amazing reset. I saw we'll listen to. Excellent. Let me know what songs relate to you. Put in quiet or quiet 2 loops. Putting on over your headphones. Putting on the loudest can go. Laying down, covering the ears without security blanket because safe, calm smells. Blasting music to drown everything out. The loops already have hearing damage, right? I get that. That's something I honestly should do. Put the loops under because of the hearing damage I have. Getting under my desk and just being in the dark. It calms me down, resets me. Yeah, I guess that that kind of goes back to one of the previous ones. What was it? Back here, weight a blanket, dark room, slow breathing, shit like that. Gentle music, or in the case of the bus, not so gentle music. Whatever. Or mama, not so gentle music. Burnout prevention habits. Things that we can do every day to help prevent burnout. Micro breaks every day. Taking little breaks from things. Right? Making sure that you, in the middle of a task, okay, take a break. Right? Pomodoro method. Take a break. Track your patterns. This is something that I've been trying to do. I'm not very good at it. I suck at it, if I'm honest. But this is something that you could do to keep an eye on these things if you are so inclined and interested. Is, track your patterns kind of thing. Pre-plan your recovery days. No gentle music blasting. Hope to get the anger out. Not so gentle music. I get that. Taking time to stop and breathe. Yeah. That's got to get down. Wow, that went from 0 to dark really quick. But yeah, pre-planning your recovery days. If you've got a day in there where you have the ability to take one of those days and make it a not today day. So am I. But I had 4 of them, a couple of years ago. But yeah, if you have the ability to pre-plan a full recovery day, perfect. I know that is not so easy in this day and age. Again, this doesn't apply to everybody. But if you have that ability to just take a full day and make it a recovery day, wouldn't that be nice? Avoid constant overcommitment. How them callouts doing today? That one hurts me personally, actually, really badly. Because I always have so many things on the go. I'm always overcommitting myself to projects. And then that's where it makes it difficult for me to have a guilt-free, not today. It hurts. Oh, shut up! Well, thanks for that, Dan. By the way, that's right. If you guys are, if you feel like tipping your DJ for today's coaching session, it's not going to hurt my feels. How's the call-outs? Hey, I told you right at the top, I was going to be attacking myself just as much as you guys. We have standing shower, not tubs. Sitting in the shower, letting the water hit our back in the bathroom lights. Put the closet light on so it's not complete darkness. Ground is almost instantly. Therapist reminds us about the... it's funny, my wife had brought that up in a conversation the other day. Wasn't with me, it was somebody else. I was kind of, I don't want to say eavesdropping, but she's loud, so I was overhearing. But yeah, she was talking about, times sitting down in the shower and just letting the water hit you. Once upon a time, I used to do that myself. But, how come you're fucking name-dropping me? That's not cool. Not cool, mother bitches. Anyway. You'll hear from my lawyer. If it's Schuster and Mooster, I've already got them on retainer, so... Alrighty, Bot is complaining again. We're going to take ourselves another self-care break, and then when we come back, we will be talking about preventing future burnouts and stuff like that, and I will have a worksheet for you guys that, again, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. So, I mean, because it's me, you're probably going to hate it.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Go get yourself a water, a snack, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm going to get my coffee. All right, sorry about that, my darlings. That may have taken a little bit extra. It'll come as no surprise to anybody that I had to help my wife find her phone. She also doesn't know where her vape is, but we couldn't find that, and she's like, yeah, whatever, I'll get it later. Anyway, all right. Where were we? We're talking about burnout prevention habits. All right, I think that covers it. That pretty much covers most of. Let me just put that baby away. Oh, right. Okay. Some other things for the. Yeah, we're very proud of Heather for the situation that she is now in. To add to this, Dan, fuck you, Dan. To add to the preventing future burnouts, this is a good thing. What are you on about, man? But okay, so think about it. Burnout prevention is like flossing. Nobody wants to do it, but you'll regret it later if you don't. So, like I said, tracking patterns, taking micro breaks, normalize maintenance rest is a thing too that I meant to say. If you, oh, there's a heart on my face. Hey. If you do that scheduling, planning your recovery days kind of thing, then that can help immensely. Boop. I guess now would be a time. Dan, if you don't mind, I do have a worksheet that is related to this for you guys. Not directly, but it is related to it. So if you do exclamation worksheet, a link will pop up for a worksheet that you guys can keep. Because, well, I mean, I love you guys. And I forgot, because I'm a fucking all-star brainiac, I forgot to open it for myself. There you go. That's the one there. So that's right. Let me just pop her into the browser. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Alrighty. She's going to be a little bit bright. I apologize for that. But this here is the worksheet that I am giving to you guys. It is called Practicing Self-Compassion. Oh, thank you for that. Let me correct that right now. Thank you, boss. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it is in there. Click. Save. Try now. Exclamation worksheet. It should give you a good link. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked it to make sure it worked and it opened up the wrong browser. Forgive me, I'm going to be a second here. Well, it appears to take you to the right thing anyway. Sorry, I can't see shit because I had a bunch of browsers pop up in my face that I did not intend. Now it's like, task manager, get rid of this shit. Hurry up, you fucking thing. 1 That's the one. Goodbye. All right. Thank you. It works. Yeah, thanks. Anywho. All right. Where did I put it? I put it right here. Okay, so this, is the worksheet that I am giving to you guys. Practicing self-compassion when your brain throws a plot twist. No, it was Opera. I'm using Edge actually right now. I use Edge during the stream now instead of the other ones. Figure that out. Anyway, so let us zoom in here a little bit. Why is this skill important to practice self-compassion? Self-compassion isn't a fluffy treat yourself Pinterest quote. It is survival fuel. It's what helps you bounce back after life or your executive function yeets your plans into the sun. Without it, you're stuck in the I'm a failure swamp, which is basically quicksand for motivation. I did not consent to being edged. I mean, consent is a thing around here. Treat yourself, that's right. Why you might struggle with this? Because you're harder on yourself than Gordon Ramsay with a raw steak. I have to move that down. Comparing yourself to others is your toxic side hobby. You treat mistakes like they're moral crimes instead of normal human errors. You genuinely have no idea what being kind to yourself looks like unless it's in the form of Uber Eats. Again, how's them call-outs doing? How we doing? Yeah? Where the fuck did... No, why did you do that? The worksheet's a major call-out. You like that? I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck it just went so small. There we go. Lock. Sorry about that. My aunt. Hey now. Settle down there, Dan. There are certainly callouts. Yeah, I thought they might be. Alright, so practicing self-compassion. When things go sideways, you can try one of these self-compassion techniques. 1. Talk to yourself like a friend. I have heard this one so many times, and you will hear many people in the community that will tell you this. Don't talk to my friend that way. Right? Treat yourself like a friend. If you wouldn't say it to them, don't say it to you. Again, something I personally struggle with, but it's there. Reframe the headline. I failed actually means I learned something the hard way. Because you're gonna fail at things. It's gonna happen, right? Everybody fails at things. The only way that you ever learn how to do something is by failing at it, right? I tell people that all the time. I have to tell Jay that all the time. I'm going to pick on Jay. He's not even here to defend himself. But I've had to tell Jay that multiple times when he was working on music stuff, right? And he felt like he had failed. I'm like, no, dude, you're getting there. You feel like you failed, but you're actually learning something. And I would teach him another way to do it, right? And he would be able to progress that way. But if he didn't fail, I wouldn't have known to teach him how to do it this way. Now he's getting better, right? I want all of you, give me one example of something where you failed, but you learned how to do something and then you mastered it. We learn far more from our failures than we do our successes. Exactly. Exactly. That's right, Angie. Take a guilt-free rest break. Rest is repair, not weakness. Tried to teach Ollie the reframe one. He is so hard on himself. Most of us are. That's the thing, right? I know that most of us are. And spot the wins. List 3 things you did right, even if they're tiny. Remember, every win is a win. Tiny wins are still a win, right? You've seen me say it. You've seen it in the Discord. You've heard me say it here, right? Tiny wins are still a win. So, this here is a little bit of a graph. You can put down the setback that you faced, the harsh self-talk that you gave yourself, your self-compassionate response, what you did, say out of these things, to try and, make yourself feel better. And then how did it feel at the end of it? How them call-outs, people. Okay, so and then the writing part of it, the hey, look, I can teach myself stuff. Developing your self-compassion strategy. One way that you can be kinder to yourself when things go wrong. For example, stop doom scrolling and eat lunch. That's one we have to tell Jasa. Put your phone down and eat your dinner. I learned how to make a raster program and work in pixels. Nice! And flabbergasted a friend I mean last. Eventually learned how to use pixel programs as pixel program. Perfect! There you go. That's a win. Right there. If you're having difficulty with the last one that I asked you, give me a small win. How about that? Tell me a small win that you had recently. In the last month, maybe. Something like that. Give me a small win that you had. How can you remind yourself that setbacks actually equal growth? Like Angie said, we learn far more from our failures than our success. Like when you killed your first houseplant and learned, oh, it actually needs water. Whoopsie! A self-care habit for challenging days. Stretch, go outside, yell into a pillow, whatever works for you. What is a self-care habit that you have for challenging days? Did you? I said, tell me one win that you've had recently. And then your reflection question. I kill houseplants all the time. How will practicing self-compassion keep you from diving headfirst into the burnout quicksand? Write it like you're giving yourself a future pep talk. So I gave you a little bit of space to do that. And then at the bottom, your ADHD ancient proverb. You can't fix burnout by bullying yourself into productivity. That's like trying to put out a fire with a flamethrower. One win? Pass? No, one small win. I don't care what it was. One small win. One small win might be I got up and got dressed. It might be that I ate breakfast today. It might be that I took my meds. Those are all small wins, and they count. Don't require Yeti to start print on a 3D printer. Now can start it two ways, either from the laptop via US or the USB drive. Could you change out the filament by yourself? Still need to learn which type is best for what. Excellent. That, in my books, that's a huge win, honestly. I took my meds today. There you go, Dan. Small win. Proud of you. Big win for me. I drank water today. There you go. I'm proud of you. Right? Small wins for me today. I got up. I got dressed. I had a PB&J for breakfast. I took my meds. I set up everything for the stream here. Recently started taking Vyvanse about 3 weeks ago. I was unprepared. I allowed myself to become moderately dehydrated, which is bad because I usually end up not hydration very well. But I did fix it, got it sorted, much more on top of it, and I learned what my early warning signs for dehydration looked like. Jesus Christ. Apparently my lips don't work. You went live? Yeah. Right? All of these things are small wins. Every one of them count. What my setback? My win? What did I learn? And what I learned? There you go. Thanks, Angie. That was a perfect example right there. Right? Where a setback allowed you to learn something and move forward. But anyway, yes, exclamation worksheet will get you this. You can have it for free because I love you. Practicing Jesus Christ, what is with this thing? Maybe the pages are two different sizes. Whatever. Anyway, that's yours. Exclamation worksheet will get you that. Yours to download to keep for free. That is going to be part of the next bundle that I am putting together. I do have the one current bundle about executive dysfunction. It is available on the merch shop, or if you're a patron, you have free access to it. And remember, if you have so far enjoyed your free coaching session, hey, it's still a learning fucking process for me. Don't be afraid to tip your DJ. All right. Now that I covered that. Okay, so we'll just do a really, really fast recap for those that have not been here. Today, we talked about what burnout is and is not. Burnout is chronic energy depletion, emotional, physical exhaustion, cynicism, and reduced capacity. It is not just being tired, a personal weakness, and it is not fixed by just taking a weekend off. Some of the early warning signs: emotional irritability, hopelessness, detachment. Physical signs can be constant fatigue, headaches, sleep changes, behavioral, procrastination, withdrawal, stuff like that. Why burnout hits us harder than neurotypicals? Because of masking, it's draining our energy, hyperfocus crashes, sensory overload debt, and chronic executive load. What is fake rest? What is real rest? Fake rest: endlessly scrolling, you're doom scrolling, having a TV in the background. Actual real rest: taking a nature walk, going out and touching grass, Dan. A mindful hobby: taking a nap or a low stim chill. We covered the energy budget, pacing, alternating high and low energy tasks. Mama gave us a really good example, right? Read 3 chapters, and when you're done, go do 10 dishes, then go back and read 3 chapters, right? Alternating high and low energy. Plan your rest like appointments. You don't like that? Ha ha ha. Treat your energy like currency. Again, I use that one because it is a broad term one, but if you use mana, if you use spell slots, if you use spoons, if you use pennies, whatever, treat your energy like currency. Your energy triage: must, the critical stuff that can't wait; your should, important stuff that you can delay; and your not today, stuff that you can drop without guilt. Again, shit that I struggle with personally. Setting boundaries and saying no. Some of you I am very proud of for examples that you gave. But here are a couple of quick scripts that you can use. Your sensory reset ideas, right? Weighted blanket, dark room, slow breathing in a warm shower, gentle music, stuff like that. Burnout prevention habits, taking micro breaks, tracking your patterns, pre-planning your recovery days, and avoiding constant overcommitment. That is all of this stuff we went over today, and all of this stuff that you guys seem to feel very called out about and are cursing me for. When I do all my tasks, I make them quests and include fun activities as well. There you go. Gamify it, right? Also works with other household tasks. Tweak as needed. Absolutely, 100%. Like I said at the top, this may or may not work well for you. If there is something that you can tweak and make it better for you, fucking do it, right? Take it and do it. The VOD is going to be on YouTube. Yes, it is, Dragon. I am on YouTube right now, so yeah, the VOD is going to be there. Also, I'm gonna ask very nicely if Shoost wouldn't mind cutting some of this apart. Gentle music does help too sometimes. Yep, it absolutely can. But again, for some of us, like Polar Bear Mama, for example, right? Just blasting Eminem seems to be her thing. Like the bus, right? The bus, putting on headphones and jamming out to Active Corrosion, which, thank you so much, I love you for that. Active Corrosion, new album dropped yesterday, ! Corrosion. Anyway, it's a foundation. Upon this foundation, you must build a house you are comfortable in living in. Thank you, Angie. Music is major for me. Sets the mood for a lot of activities. Absolutely. That's another thing that I don't know if I have covered, but I know you guys have heard me talk about it. You know, doing things like doing the dishes, right? Or, cleaning the kitchen, stuff like that. If I wasn't in a VC, then I would be pumping words. Electro swing. There we go. Hey, thanks, Dragon. And Angie. Dishes literally pisses me off because they need to be washed and out of my sink for my brain to exist. My wife has that same problem. I tend, other than stream days where she knows I'm in here streaming, other than that, on the days where she's out and doing her sessions, I try to have the kitchen at the very least and the dishes out of the sink in the dishwasher, and have the counter at least wiped or somewhat semi-organized, because when she gets home, the first thing she does is go down and check on whatever foster kittens we have, stuff like that. Fucking vacuum around here, yada yada, right? And the last thing she wants to do is come in here and then like see the dirty dishes in the sink and the kitchen in a mess. So I try. I don't always succeed, but I try. So there is that. So we recap the main points. I think your mission, should you choose to accept it, this is completely voluntary, but if you choose to accept it, I'm going to give you one piece of homework. Tonight, I would like you to pick 3 musts for the week, drop 2 shoulds, and your future self will thank you, or at least hate you less. Looks up for homework. Pick 3 musts for the week and drop 2 shoulds. You didn't? Well, there you go. Like I said, it's voluntary. But that is your mission, should you choose to accept it. Pick 3 musts for the week and drop 2 shoulds. So 2 of the things that you've got that are 3 must, 2 should. That's right. No, drop the 2 shoulds. Take 2 things that are in the should and put them to drop. Put them to not today. How do we turn in that? Just tell me. Oh, is that done? I just noticed I got to change the tunes. That's okay, I can do that. No worries. This one. Sure. Yeah, just DM me or something. Requires coffee and sleep, okay. Yeah, I want you to pick 3 things that are a must for the week. 2 things that you have that are should. I want you to put them to drop and not feel guilty about it. Drop them. Put them to not today. Do it later. Thinking another channel for homework assignments. Just DM me. Like I said, it's... If you do it, great. If you don't do it, great. It's just something... Yeah. There you go. I'll try. There you go. If you can try, good for you. And then, yeah, that worksheet, you guys can have it. You guys can keep it. Hopefully those things are beneficial to you. Because we still have access to the other ones. Mama actually gave me the great idea. I'll make a new channel in the Discord for requests from you guys for what kind of topics that you want me to cover with this stuff. So I'll put that channel, and then I'm putting together a new bundle. I already have one bundle. It is up on the merch shop again, or if you're a patron, you can get it for free there. And today's free. Not this again. What? Put the shoulds off to the next day when I have my overloaded day. There you go, Nomi. That's perfect. Right? You've got your must, your should, which is stuff that you can just pass off until later. But if you need to, then just take those ones and drop them. And don't feel guilty about it. Put them off to the next day. It's a placeholder. Perfect. Yeah, that's it. So, that said, give me a week before the call. I was just going to ask Dan, actually, how were the call-outs today? How do you guys feel about these coaching sessions? You guys feeling okay with them? You guys happy with what we're doing so far? Do you guys like this format? Do you guys have suggestions for anything? It sucked but needed. Because I want to know, right? I'm going to try and do this every Wednesday for you guys. Yeah. Today was Burnout and Recovery. They're good because Dan suffers. Next week is going to be Executive Dysfunction and Task Paralysis. I like this easy breakdown, being able to talk through examples and solutions. There you go. And the following week, next week is executive dysfunction and task paralysis. The following week is going to be going over the Pomodoro method. I kind of wish that Gemini was here right now. Oh, Annie is streaming too? Maybe I'll write into Annie after this. But yeah, I wish Gemini was here right now, because I kind of gave Gemini a freebie coaching session, and I was hoping that he would be here to say, you know, how he felt about it, right? Which he told me that he thought it was great, but I gave him basically a freebie coaching session. But, so speaking of that, because now, I don't know if anybody missed it, but I'm now a double certified ADHD and autism coach, which is why I'm doing these sessions for you guys, because I want to help you, my fellow community. So for those of you that didn't know, hey, look at that, I'm double certified now. And I have started doing the coaching thing. For you guys in the community, I'm going to do half price, if anybody really wants it. Normally it's going to be $60 for, well, $60 American for anybody who gets me with it. Took my tickets all done. Sorry, that deserves this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-binary neurodivergent squirrels, we would like to welcome to the stadium Dragon Suck My Dick Heart.
Yeah, that definitely called for that. Yeah, these are the other coaches that I've recommended. I have had actually, I'm in talks with one of the people on that list to do a dual coaching session. Nice. Hurricane Karen, Jesus Christ. Choke on my lizard. Anyway, sorry, I digress. Yeah, so I am doing the coaching stuff. Normal is going to be $60 for an hour of coaching, 50 minutes essentially of coaching. For the community, for you guys, it's going to be 30. That's it, because that's a lot of why I did that, is to help our community. That's also why I've kind of been tinkering with an AI assist. I don't want to say an assistant. An assistant task manager, kind of. And I'm building that for us. Yeah, $60, $30. 60 is going to be regular. Anybody in the community who wants it, it's going to be 30. And if you enjoyed your freebie coaching session today, don't be afraid to tip your DJ. There you go. So anyway, like I was saying, how are you guys feeling about this? I'd love your feedback. I'd love to know. Because if I'm going to do this every Wednesday, I want to make sure that you guys are good with it. AI Task Overlord. Yeah, something like that. Excuse me. Yeah, that is right. If you guys do want the coaching, the one-on-one, then I will do that, absolutely. If you want me to actually go like full coach mode. Because I mean, like, I sit and bullshit with you guys in the VCs and whatnot, and you know, we go over stuff and we share tips and whatnot. But yeah, if you actually want the one-on-one, then half off for the community, for you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna be setting up to take clients locally, like here in the central Alberta region kind of thing. But yeah, I can do them online. I can do them, you know, for anybody else. But I'm gonna basically focus on people in my local area. Well, thank you much. Good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Perfect. Hopefully, for those of you that have got the worksheets, hopefully they're helpful. I really hope this one is helpful, because I know a lot of us are fucking terrible at self-care and being compassionate to ourselves. That's why I always say, drink your water, take your meds, and be kind to yourself. Need a request a coach ping now. See, what's funny is I have it on my website. Like, actually, tylerbacon.com actually goes to the coaching part of my website. Make a fillable form, like the Pods Talk form, put it in a new channel on Discord. People like to give your answer later or watch it if I can't answer real time. Sorry, I'm trying to wrap my head around the words there. Make a fillable form like the Posse Talk form. Got it. Put it into a new channel on Discord. Okay, got it. For the people who would like to give you an answer later or are watching. Oh, you mean for the homework? Or for the yeah, that's the plan. Is I'm going to make a new channel at the very least for any of the requests that people have for topics, right? I'm just, because of the ones that you guys gave me last week or Sunday or whatever the fuck it was. I planned out for the ones that you guys have already given me the suggestions for. So, need to hydrate more today. There's a first must. Yes, drink your water. Pimp this coach. Now, unlike the majority of the other coaching people on TikTok, I'm not gonna go all hard with it. Giggity. Like a lot of the other coaches. Just because a lot of them are my friends, and I feel like I'd be stepping on toes, and I don't want to do that. And also, pushing that on social media, it doesn't appeal to me right now, kind of thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Think of a feedback form, that's the word I was looking for. Bless, why don't you DM me, and then we can expand on that further. Because, I mean, it's a good idea, but I have other ideas that could jump on with it, and yeah, I think it's a good start with the Discord. Like nerve damage, stuff on my toes. Well, I don't barely feel it. Hey, I've got my nerves are a fucking mess right now, so. I have my MRI on Saturday, though, thankfully. And then I do the follow-up with my doctor next Wednesday, I think. And, yeah, get to compare pictures of my brain and all the white spots there and see how much it's progressed or whatever, and then hopefully make some kind of a fucking plan after that. Because, yeah, I'm not going to bitch about that too much here, but because, yeah, there we go. All right, so now that I personally assaulted all of you, Raxus, hello, how you doing? How are you? If you catch the replay of this video, today was a coaching session for free, and we talked about burnout and recovery from burnout, if that's your thing. Because in our community, it is absolutely a thing. You feel a nap coming on? I don't know why this one here is not picking up Raxus on YouTube. Oh well. When I don't feel assaulted. Sorry, you're just picking on Dan the whole time? I mean, it turns out I was. I'm screaming my safe word for 2 hours. I mean, Dan was absolutely the most vocal about the personal attacks that I was giving, so yeah, I was not just picking on Dan, I was picking on everybody else in the background, so. Because that's what I do, ha ha ha. But anyway, now that I've emotionally kicked the piss out of all of you, hey, no worries. What are you up to there, Raxus? How's your day going? Welcome to our happy little neurodivergent community. And if you're brand new here, hello there and welcome. My name is Tyler, but people know me by many names. But most know me as Spaz or Squirrel Dad. And here's a little bit about me. I'm a mental health advocate. I have autism and ADHD. I am a giant nerd. I love space. I love Star Wars. I'm also a Mandalorian. I'm an artist. I'm an animator. I'm a musician. I'm a veteran DJ. And I love all things AI. So what can you expect here? Well, we chat about everything. We talk mental health. We chat about nerdy stuff. We talk about food. Hell, around here, off topic is the topic. All in all, we like to have fun, but we don't talk religion or politics. No.
There's enough division and hatred out there already. My community is a safe space for all, no matter if you're neurodivergent or not, if you're gay, straight, or trans, no matter where you are, no matter what color you are, no matter who you love, no matter what you believe. You are all welcome in my house. Just respect everybody and don't be an asshole. So again, welcome.
Normally, I need to update that. Normally, I would be a little more hesitant, Raxus, to answer your question, but... So I'm going to... Because it's not showing up in the chat here, I've got somebody on YouTube who's asking a question, and it's going to break two of the rules. I've learned a powerful local politician is secretly funding a dangerous racist group. A reporter wants me to go public, but I fear the backlash could harm my church and community. What do I do now? My answer to that, the first thing that comes to my head, is ask for anonymity. Like, if the reporter wants you to go public, be the anonymous source. That's what I think. If you're worried about backlash, ask the reporter for anonymity. Yes, you're speaking on the record, but you don't want to be named. Like, that is your right. And don't get me wrong, I don't know 100% of the in and outs of the U.S. legal system. And anybody who does and wants to make a deal and go anonymous. That's my opinion. I'm sure Angie can jump right in here and help me out, but that would be, that's my thought. Definitely ask them for anonymity. Is that an option for you, Raxus? Because if it is, that's what I would do. I really gotta figure out why the fuck that's not picking up the YouTube ones. I have to figure. I'll tinker with that after. So then that way you guys could see the one. I thought it was set up. The data I got can 100% be traced to me personally. Oh shit. Do you mind if I ask what kind of data that is? That could be 100% traced to you? Sorry, I'm just curious what that could be. Again, forgive my ignorance here. I'm Canadian, so... Thought you were just crazy. Yes. It's true, I am. See, that's very... It's sad that this is where we're at in the world. Again, I have to update the intro video because now I've got author and now I've got coach that I can add to that. So in my pew pew brooch boopy brooch shirt. Yeah, I've definitely got to update that. Because this is where we're at in the world. Nixon boots everybody's nose and everything. Hey, Fox Fluffington, hello. Nice to see ya. Thanks for the boop stuff. It's not the first time you've done that, you little terror. Crazy is not always a bad thing. No, it's a state of mind for me. But again, yeah, I hate that we're at this. This is where we're at in the world. I hate it. I hate it. How you been, Fox? How you been? How's things? What's up? How's your week going? It's private documents, videos. I only have access since secretary, the only one using local PC. Your cameras. That's hard. That's really hard. But I will lose my job for sure. I think... Now, again, take everything that I say here with a grain of salt because this is just my opinion. And you don't need to necessarily listen to me, but this is just my opinion and what I would do in that situation. I've never been directly in a situation like that, but I've been in one that was kind of close. And what I ended up doing, because you have to weigh out at this point how important is that information, and is it worth losing a job over? Is my potentially, like, will you 100% lose your job over it, or is that just a risk? Because in my opinion, oh, thanks, Ange. You have to decide if you can. That's exactly where I was going, Angie. Thank you. You have to decide if you can live with standing by and doing nothing, or if it's worth losing your job over. You're the only one that can make that choice for you. 100%. 100%. Like I said, it's just my opinion, right? And Angie's opinion too, obviously. They have arms and just a single wife, 2 kids in my 40s. Yeah, that's tough. I do not envy you. I don't envy your position. Yeah, you have to weigh it out. How important is that information? Can you live with yourself, standing by, knowing what you know and doing nothing? The risk is 100%. Okay. Is it worth standing by and doing nothing versus losing your job and exposing the truth with evidence? Right? I hate to say that's a personal choice that you're going to have to make. But it is. That would be a personal choice for anyone. You know, I can't tell you what to do. You know, I could tell you my opinion, but at the end of all this, the choice is 100% up to you. Don't do it, politicians. There's some people you don't want to mess with. I mean, like I said, you have to weigh out the risk, right? And if you're worried about backlash, what kind of backlash are you going to get? Like, I know there are... What kind of backlash are you going to get versus what kind of praise are you going to get? Is something that I would put in there. But again, this is just me. That's a very, very hard position you're in. I do not envy the spot that you got there. That's hard. That's a lot to think about. Myself, personally, what I have done in a position like that, and what I probably would do, and thank you, Autism and Justice Sense, over fucking ridiculous sense of justice, I would do it. But that's me. Again, that is me, right? Don't take what I said for granted, or for wow, that is not what I meant. Don't take what I said as gospel, basically, right? But I'm autistic, and I've got a very strong sense of justice, so I would do it. But that's me. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm telling you that you need to weigh out, you know, the weight of the backlash versus the potential praise you're going to get for exposing truth versus who you're going to have to deal with. You know, Tism Justice is screaming, I know, right? Do a written pro and con list, write it large, stick it where you can see it. Lots help to bring. I'm sure you can read all of this, Raxus, but here are some of the other ideas coming in. I'm going to snooze this. Same here, plus, you're a Libran. Well, I'm a Scorpio Libran, actually. I'm a cusp. I'm technically a Scorpio. So, you know, I'm a Scorpion, so I'll fucking kill you with my tail, essentially. Yeah, that doesn't help the sense of justice. Yeah, I was born right on the cusp. My wife did my chart. I'm Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. I am all of the Scorpio. Dan's got a good point. It comes down to you to make the call and make sure you and your family are safe before anything is done. Maybe that's something you can talk to the reporter about. Right? if they want you to come out with something, what kind of guarantees are they going to have for your safety? Oh yeah, don't fuck with the Scorpio. We're vengeful. If the risk is just getting fired, that wouldn't stop me personally. I'm also autistic and have a strong sense of justice. If the risk is higher, that would change things. Lots of factors, exactly. And that's why I don't envy the position you're in, Roxas, because there are a lot of moving parts in there, right? You have to consider them all carefully, weigh your options and the risks, and go from there. Yep. Yep, that is precisely it. Ange and I are on the same page. 100% there. Let's be honest, they can't guarantee safety. No, I'm sure... You know, I'm sure they can't, but I'm sure they can mitigate. Or at least have something in place to mitigate it. But I mean, you won't know unless you ask, right? That's a rough spot. That is a very rough spot. But yeah, this is what happens when you ask a room full of autistic people that have got a strong justice sense. What's a Scorpio? Something that'll kill you. You guys are weird. I love it. I don't know. The things I have are very heavy since... sure. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's... Yeah, you gotta weigh that out. How important is it to get that out versus the backlash, as you put it? Yeah, like it probably is when it download. Like the reporter said, they'll be notified. Oh, well, it does sound dangerous. No, that's going to come down to how an IT specialist or something like that. Do you know one, Raxus? If you can get somebody who's a little more fancy with the tech and could potentially do it without getting a notice, right? But again, yeah, again, it's going to come down to how are you going to feel standing by? Yeah, I know it is. How are you going to feel not exposing this versus you know, the safety of your family and whatnot? Honestly, I don't know any IT stuff. Yeah, oh boy. No, that's tough. That is very tough. If they're going to be notified about it. I mean, essentially, that'd be the break point where you you know, download and kiss your job goodbye, I guess. But how important is it versus how would you feel about not doing it? Yeah. I don't know. What state are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Out of general curiosity. You don't want to do people harm. Well, and that's the thing there, Prince, is that's why I'm saying you have to weigh it out. Because, I mean, if it, you know, if it's Epstein level, then I personally, I'd be like, fuck that, it's going out there. You know, regardless of the backlash. But, you're that company all the way up to my spot. yeah, having access to shit like that, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. Where are we here? There we are. Oh, proud until it's all. I don't doubt it. Do it. Response over email, so people make a physical copy on a thumb drive. Plan to leave immediately. Things like that. Yeah, Ange has got. I point and it's not there. Ange has got some very good points there. But I've got an ad break coming up, so we're going to do a quick self-care break. Please feel free to continue chatting and whatnot. We just have to take a self-care break and get this out of the way. But we'll be back in just a minute. No one cares about FCs. Well, I don't know about that. Anyway. Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right, don't go anywhere except for to get yourself some water or a snack or hit the bathroom and all that jazz. We'll be back in just a minute. Hockley. Ad should be finished. There you go. Sorry, we were having a little chitty chat over on the YouTube chat there, which again I know that you guys can't see. And looking at my multi-chat, I'm wondering if I actually had that set up properly. If you guys would see the spam from the one idiot that just showed up. But I think it ended up getting moderated. But I don't know if that would show up for you guys, so. Let's say that turns out, yeah. I mean, that's, again, that's the, I don't envy her. I really don't. Hey, Gothic, hello, how you doing? Yeah, I can't seem to find my settings for the chat. I can't remember what the link is for that, so. Anywho. So after today's little session, how are you guys feeling? You guys feeling alright? Did I hurt your feels too bad, or we're still doing okay there? Because what I think we might do here, my wife is down for a nap, so I still got a little bit of time. Just a little bit. Fucking too hot. I mean, yeah, okay. Of course. Of course. Alright, don't mind me just looking at the thing. Doing alright? Need the jerk nerve from his nap. Nice. Heather's feeling alright. Yeah, the personal attacks of you're feeling a little better about yourself now. I know I went kind of rough with you, but hopefully giving you guys that worksheet for, you know, having your worksheet for self-compassion. I hope that helps. I hope you guys can use it. Need to change my chaos card on the bottom of the screen. Yeah. Knock yourself out. I'm sure you have the. I'm sure you've got the what is it? The cashews. I'm sure you've got the points to do it. So. One can hope. It had rain today and it didn't know. We had rain today too. Oh shit. Dan with his bombs. Yeah, when I woke up today, it was like thunder and just banging rain. So hopefully, that means it's going to be nice for the next few days. I hope. That would be good. But yeah, so I guess I have to add to my notepad that we're going to, let me see, I need a new channel for you guys. All right. Oop. Why did I do that? I didn't do that right. There we go. All right, my notepad so that I could remember this shit later. Was 88, the humidity was 85%. Oh god. That's yucky. Nice. Till the cold sets in and hurts. Yeah, no, I could do without all of the cold. As always. But mind you, out here, I'm sure you guys get it too, but you know, we're gonna get that week of like minus 40, minus 50. I don't know what it's gonna be like until then. I just know that it's gonna suck. That part, but yeah, as we wind down summer here and get into fall, I guess I could say it's probably my ideal time of year. Partially because Halloween. And because Gurr. And because Bumper babbles on the floor with a broken foot. Which I gotta figure out if I have to if I've got the spoons or currency or spell slots or whatever to fix that. Fucking annoying that was, I'll tell you. Anywho. Whoop. Push the button. You love Halloween too? Yeah, me too. There are a lot of people that do. Like, especially us. Spicy heads, because we get very, we can get very creative. Ba-ba-da-ba. Sorry. What? Hey, there's a question for you. What are your plans for Halloween? Out of curiosity. Because I don't have any yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. Right? Because obviously it's now or not now. Oh, you're a spooky season when you're dark inside. Well, I mean, you're not necessarily wrong. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what my plans are. I haven't thought that far ahead. Hey, maybe I'll finish the C3PO. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Always got plans for Halloween? Nah, I don't this year. My default plans for Halloween was always armor up. Right? Get the helmet and the rest of the armor. That was always my plan. Any excuse that I had to put that shit on, I was there for it. Saw the first Halloween decorations at the shop this week. Nice. Like to go trick-or-treating. There you go. There you are. I would be all about that. If, you know, they didn't look at me like I was insane. And if I had the energy to do it, but... if I get a vroom vroom chair, that would be ideal, but... no. No, probably not. Alright. Yeah, just gotta wait. Got work. Okay. Eating candy, out of a bowl, trying to watch scary movies. Not through my fingers. Just picturing you now watching a movie like this. Alright. What are we gonna do now? Because, yeah, it's wind down time. Again, hopefully everybody had some stuff they could take away from all of this info today. Hopefully. We're going to make sure that the VOD is up for you guys. We're going to cut it apart. I'll download it myself if I have to. Big Scary Cat Dan's not one for scary movies. I protect him. I mean, fair enough. It's still it's still 18, so right. At 1 a.m. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a little warm. Just a little bit. On scary movies, just morbid little weirdo. I mean, that doesn't shock me. In all honesty, it really doesn't. I don't mind them. Like, I mean, I actually sat down and binge watched the entire Saw saga one night, not over the course of a couple nights. And I don't mind that because it's so ridiculous. No, jump scares are coming. I mean, it's easy to pick it out. Where would be the ideal spot to put one? You see it coming. Okay. It's a downside of pattern recognition for sure. Or the upside, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I love the Saw films. I have not seen the last one, the most recent one. But I've seen all the rest. Might have to dig that up. Or try and find it or something like that. That would be cool. But yeah, other than that, I don't know, maybe I can just at least get my armor on display back here. That would be cool. Have it set up by bumper there. But that means I've got a speaker and these white cabinets that I still gotta move and figure out what the hell I'm doing with them or where they're getting put or what the fuck ever. That's gonna be an ordeal in and of itself. But I also did the math, sure some of you remember, I did the math on making a stand for the armor, and that would cost me about $60 kind of thing, using PVC pipes, more or less. I'd just go to like Rona or Totem or something like that, or, you know, whatever the hell else we have. No, not Totem. Like Home Hardware and shit. Yeah. If you want to donate to that, tip your DJ. Don't hurt my feelings. I'm watching Annie's stream right now. She's on pause because I was thinking I would raid into Annie. But on a break, that kind of seems, you know, almost counterproductive. But that's alright. We can sit here and chat about Halloween shit. It's still like 3 months off. Anime. Yeah, the big things that I'm more focused on right now is Jace's birthday is next week. God, 13. Props to anybody who's got a teeny bopper out there. Holy shit. I just can't believe she's gonna be 13 now. Good God. Oh well. Halloween raid? I mean, maybe. We could set that up for sure. There we go. Alrighty. That being said, let's get out of here. I'll catch you guys in the chat, or I will catch you guys on Sunday because I have to work on Friday. Until then, drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself. Hopefully you can take away something from today. And don't forget, exclamation worksheet, even if I'm not here, should work. No, on the 17th, yeah. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's go say hi to Annie Mae and blow up her chat, shall we? Halloween's a Friday. Yeah, my birthday's on a Friday this year. Yeah, grab that worksheet. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Ciao for now.